Introduction. Hey, what a beautiful drawing! Who made it? I made it. This is called a symmetrical paper cut design. I have heard about symmetry, but do not know what it is. I will explain you. Come with me. Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to define line of symmetry,
identify line of symmetry in given figures,
understand the lines of symmetry for regular polygons, understand the mirror line, understand the rotational symmetry, and find the order of the rotational symmetry of the given figures. Look at these figures. The line you can see is the line of symmetry of these figures. Line of symmetry, what is that? When we fold the figure about this line of symmetry, we will see that the two parts of the figure is coinciding. Let's take this figure now. When we fold this figure from the center, we will see that the two parts of this figure are coinciding. So we will say that this figure is symmetrical and this line is line of symmetry. Priya, can you now identify the line of symmetry in these designs? I will try. In this figure, this is the line of symmetry or axis of symmetry. How? When we fold this design this way, the two parts so formed will coincide. So this is the line of symmetry. Good, you have learnt now. And in these figures, these are the lines of symmetry. A shape has line of symmetry when one half of it is the mirror image of the other half. Now let's check whether the line drawn on A is the line of symmetry or not. We take its one half and place it in front of mirror. Wow! Its one half is equal to the other half. This means that this is the line of symmetry. Let's play a game now. Which game? Punching game. In this game, we will fold these papers and punch a hole. This is so simple. Now open these papers. We can see two holes which are symmetric. The fold is a line of symmetry. Now look at this clock. It's going round and round. This means it is rotating. The hands of the clock rotate in a clockwise rotation. And when something rotates other than clockwise, then what type of rotation is it? Then we call that rotation as anti-clockwise rotation. When an object rotates, its shape and size do not change. This rotation turns an object about a fixed point. This point is called the center of rotation. And the angle of turning during the rotation is called the angle of rotation. If a thing makes a full turn in its rotation, then its angle of rotation is 360 degrees. A half turn means rotation by 180 degrees and a quarter turn is rotation by 90 degrees. This is a paper windmill. It has a rotational symmetry. If you rotate it by 90 degrees about the fixed point, the windmill will look exactly the same. In full turn, there are 4 positions. On rotation through the angles 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree and 360 degree, when the windmill looks exactly the same. Therefore, we can say that it has a rotational symmetry of order 4. Priya, can you tell the shapes around us which have rotational symmetry? Yes. When we slice certain fruits, the cross sections are shapes with rotational symmetry. There are many road signs that have rotational symmetry. Do you know which the most perfect symmetrical figure is? Is it circle? Yes, the circle is the most perfect symmetrical figure. It can be rotated around its center through any angle and at the same time, It has unlimited number of lines of symmetry. Observe these circle patterns. Every line through the center forms a line of symmetry and has rotational symmetry around the center for every angle. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learnt. A figure has line symmetry if there is a line about which the figure may be folded so that the two parts of the figure will coincide. Regular polygons have equal sides and equal angles. They have more than one lines of symmetry. Mirror reflection leads to symmetry. Rotation turns an object about a fixed point. This fixed point is the center of rotation. The angle by which the object rotates is the angle of rotation. A half turn means rotation by 180 degree. A quarter turn means rotation by 90 degree. Rotation may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. If after a rotation, an object looks exactly the same, we say that it has a rotational symmetry. In a complete turn of 360 degree, the number of times an object looks exactly the same is called the order of rotational symmetry.
Children, look at the rug. When you fold it, the left and right halves match each other. Thus, the rug is said to be symmetrical. Look at this leaf. On folding the leaf, its two halves match each other, thus it is symmetrical. Look at the touch-me-not plant's leaves. When you touch, it is folded in halves. Can you see the two halves matching each other? This particular line created by folding of the leaves is called the line of symmetry. This bug also has a line of symmetry along which it folds into two identical halves. Take a piece of cloth, fold it into halves. Now cut two small circles from the middle of this piece. Now after unfolding you can see a symmetric pattern that has a line of symmetry along which it can be cut to two identical parts. Manu and Mrinal have one rectangular cake. Each of them want exact half of it. The cake can be divided in two ways to give equal halves. Do you want to know how? Let us find out. The cake can be divided along the horizontal line so that its two halves match each other. It can also be divided along the vertical line. So the cake has two lines of symmetry along which it can be divided to give two identical halves. Thus we can say that a rectangle has two lines of symmetry. Archie has two lunch boxes. One has three lines of symmetry. She doesn't like this box and keeps it away. She picks up another one. Let us check out. Oh, this box has four lines of symmetry. Children, look at this beautiful star. You can see the star has 5 lines of symmetry. What about this pattern? How many lines of symmetry does it have? It has 6 lines of symmetry. Rectangles have 2 lines of symmetry, but a square has 4. A circle has infinite lines of symmetry. Students, you must have noticed that when you see yourself in front of a mirror, you and your image are identical. The image is the reflection of the object in the same line. Notice that there is no change in the lengths and angles. However, in the image, the left portion of the object becomes right, whereas the right part of the object turns left part in the image. Shyam, a milkman, wants to park his van at some point on street and distribute milk to houses A and B. Can you suggest him where should he park his van so that his walking distance from the street to the houses A and B will be least? Let us find out. We can use reflectional symmetry here. Let A be the image of A in the mirror line, which is the street here. Now join the points A and B. You can see that at point B, the mirror line and AB meet. Thus, point P is the ideal place for Shyam to park his van. Children, you will wonder that symmetry is part of our everyday life as it is applicable in art, architecture, textile technology, patterns in clothing, rangoli, etc. Many road signs you see are symmetric. Look at this leaf. It is symmetrical. Thus, even the nature has plenty of symmetrical things.